Alaska Outdoors Television. Experience Alaska like never before.
The thing is about float planes, when the weather gets bad and you want to go out, go back to town, that's that time you absolutely can't. So you have to make sure you have good gear, because when the wind starts blowing and it starts raining and it's down to the deck, they're not going to come get you, so you're kind of on your own, especially at those times. So you want to make sure you have all your ducks in a row.
Anytime you're flying out in a bush plane like that, you've pretty much got to be prepared to get weathered in. And I mean, it's something we talk about, something we plan for. You always bring a little bit more food than you need, warmer clothes, a change of clothes. It's trying to weigh out, you know, how much weight allowance do we have, but also what gear might we need to stay longer than anticipated.
We landed, and of course you can't hunt the first day you land, so we kind of just went for a little bit of a walkabout, trying to get the bearings and where the goats might be. But it was, even when we landed, it was pretty cloudy and everything, so we kind of just hung around camp.
Socked in?
Yeah. Next morning, we probably should have stayed in the tent, but we went looking for goats anyway, just because we were excited.
That's a Leica 65mm spotter. I've had it for about 3 years now. I've taken it on 2 moose hunts and a sheep hunt. Pretty nice piece of glass and fairly lightweight. Definitely does the job.
I'm looking at a couple of billies, way in not a good area. Corey spotted them, but it looked like billies from this far away.
Apparently in a different zip code.
Yeah, and area code.
At least we're seeing goats.
Yeah.
We took off from camp early that morning. We had seen the goats the night before, and we wanted to get an early start and get over there and see if they were in the same place.
We were seeing more and more goats as the trip progressed. We'd kind of figured out maybe where they were hanging out.
And sure enough, we got over there and started glassing different routes and ways we could get up to them, and they were in some of the roughest part of the country, which is typical for goats.
Just the backside, I can see that peak right there. It looks gnar.
Just as we were getting into the area where these goats were, Luke had decided to split up with us and go up to the top of a ridge and do some glassing on his own and see if he could find a way for us to get up there easy. And just as he disappeared, we look across the valley and there's a huge grizzly bear. And you know, he was probably 3 miles away, and you could tell he was just a horse. He looked like a Volkswagen coming down the mountain. And he just kept coming. You know, at one point he stuck his nose up in the air and was sniffing around, and the wind was blowing from us to him. And all of a sudden he took off running towards us, and nobody could quite figure out, you know, what he had smelled, if it was us or something else. And we were sure hoping it wasn't us.
That was actually a little scary because it was a large grizzly bear, and I knew that Luke had gone around to look over this next drainage, and he didn't have a rifle with him. So our group is separated, we've got no way to talk to each other, and Luke doesn't have a gun, and this bear is just on a mission right for where we are.
And it didn't take him long to cross that valley. He covered 3 miles in a matter of about probably 5 minutes.
He got a little closer than we wanted, I'll tell you that. Probably got within about 400 yards or so, and then caught our scent, I hope, and headed over into the next county. So all in all, it turned out well.